Yo, check one. It's your boy Fiyahkidd, Y.I.C.N podcast. Today, this is the DJ Talk 101. People, I tried to link Michael Jackson, he couldn't make it. I tried to link all type of niggas, they couldn't make it. But right now, I got my brother from another, some of us call us the twins of twins. We kind of look alike. His dad might be my dad, I don't know. Right now, I got DJ Dynamic in the building. What's good, bro?
I'm here, man.
How's life, bro?
Blessed.
This ain't no interview, bro. This is DJ Talk 101. So how's the DJ life right now? Tell me about the DJ life, bro.
Regular.
What you mean regular? I don't like regular.
Regular is part of the motions and the levels.
Do you like what's going on right now?
Yes.
Talk about Houston. How was Houston? I heard you flying that shit, bro.
Houston was vibes, something different.
Yeah?
Very different and fun. You know what I mean? You got to see different clubs, the light settings and everything and stuff like that. And also the Caribbean community.
It's big down here?
It was.
Word?
It was.
I seen you at the soca party. I heard you was throwing up and all type of wild shit, bro. What type of time you want, son?
It was my first fet. So.
Oh God. It was
That's
straight
how it
though?
go.
How was Terry's parties?
It was lit. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It was different vibes. Like, you know what I mean? You get to see, you know what I mean, all the different lightings and everything and just a different environment.
That was your first time in Houston?
Second time.
Second time?
What's
Where's your favorite place to DJ at? Like in the U.S., in the world, wherever you DJ'd at? Favorite experience? Mine was Jamaica.
Believe it or not, Arizona.
The fuck? They got clubs and shit. What they got out there, man?
Arizona. I was on tour.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, when you was with
Love Fo
and what's his name? T Grizzly and them.
Yeah.
Word?
Arizona.
What was the vibes out there?
Vibes.
Word?
Just top energy vibes.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Yo,
Phoenix,
so Ty
Arizona.
was gonna be here. I wanted to DJ talk with more than one DJ because I know y'all came up in the same era, right?
Me and JK came up in the same era.
When was that?
Oof. I've been playing since '98. I'm not sure when Jay started, but I know it was the same era because we both was like in high school around the same time.
Oh, okay.
So he went to Franklin and I went to Edison.
Oh, okay.
We both was playing out actually because he did a lot of in control parties, and me and Peanut was doing our own thing. So it was like our parties and control parties, and outside the house parties. So yeah, it was me and Jay that grew up together, and then Ty came after.
Okay. Yeah, Ty said he couldn't make it. He gets with his kids right now, but he's gonna call in.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put him in the mix. So yeah, tell me about the early life of like DJing. What's the difference between like back when you was DJing like late 90s, early 2000s to now? What do you like? What do you don't like?
It's really just Serato, honestly.
That's the difference?
Serato.
How was the pay, bro? Because I heard niggas was getting paid a lot of money back then.
As a kid, growing up, you obviously it was different levels. So with us, we threw our own shit. So that's how that really worked. And then, you know what I mean, as you progressed on, that's when everything, as you get older, things start to change for you.
Right.
So, yeah, so like I said, growing up at that time, we threw our own events.
So you was getting like the door. It was way more money.
Yeah. And it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you basically doing your own thing as you should. And if you look back at a lot of like documentaries of DJing and stuff like that, that's how a lot of DJs came up.
Yeah, doing their own stuff.
Yeah, and then obviously, you go on from there, and then you get events and bookings and stuff like that. So it's all through the pace. It's all through the times and emotions of what you're doing.
Well, you had any rivalries back then?
No.
You wasn't beef with niggas?
No, not really.
Word?
Not really.
I thought it was mad competition back in the day. Like,
not really. It was, you know what I mean? It's part of the game. Of course you had your DJ battles, and then you just go from there. It was never a rivalry, though.
It wasn't like no real life like beef. Like you couldn't. Everything was just so cordial.
When it wanted need to be.
I was on the phone. I was on the phone with Maestro earlier. I was on the live. He was talking about how like back in the day, like 2010, 2009, 2011, he was beefing with like it's like musical beef. Like he was beefing with like all the reggae niggas like Ghetto Blaster and Jamawi, and it was like a lot of hostility when they came on parties. But that made them it was like a Filings and Mataran.
Okay, got you.
It had the rivalry lit. That's why I was asking you if there's anything that you had back in the day with anybody.
It wasn't much of a rivalry. It was more so how I took it, how I definitely took it and looked at it. It was more so of a skill challenge, and it was mostly more so as to, you know, I won't say look a stripe. That's definitely not it. But it was more so, you know, basically showing like you could compete. You know what I mean? You can compete on that level and know that you know what you're doing. And that's where the competition where it came in between me and Material. That was like
Massive D.
Yeah.
Or all of them, like Spangler, Shortman, all of them.
No, it was just mostly me and Material, and that was a great battle because it was more so like to show, like, you know what I mean, I understand the game. Like, I still knew how to play music.
That was that clash you had in not in New York, in Eclipse.
Yes.
So that was just a one-time thing.
That was a one-time thing. And that was a great battle because at the end of the day, it showed, like, you know, how I could perceive music.
Right.
With or without. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I knew how to hold my own in the end of the day of the war. So that's what it had went on to me.
Do you think your roots, like where you came from, where you started, do you think that had a lot to do with where you are now? Like, because I'm glad you said like Eclipse and clashing, and that's like a reggae background.
Yeah.
What do you think that did for you, like musically to this day, even when you took that into the hip hop and ran with it?
It took a knowledge that islanders could understand. Because when you listen to a lot of the island selectors or even like main hip hop DJs or producers, whatever, and they come from a Caribbean background, you can hear the difference. And a lot of people will know the difference. Like, for instance, if you take Biggie right now, like, you know, Biggie mom was Caribbean. And then when you look at the documentaries and stuff, Biggie used to be in Jamaica back and forth
all the time
as a kid. And when you heard Biggie's talent, it came out improved. Like, an islander can really do something and really make something of something, make something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And coming from Eclipse to downtown, it really, the roots from what I learned in Eclipse and the rules that I learned in Eclipse. Yeah. It's a lot of rules that you learn.
Tell us about the rules, because I feel like we was under the same school, different ages.
It's different.
But I started in that Eclipse vibe. It was like a jungle.
It really was.
10, 15 years earlier than that, it was really even wicked. So tell the people about like your background of that Eclipse, like that Eclipse, authentic.
Authentically, Eclipse is really a jungle. From the point when people walk into the bar to get their drinks, that front DJ has a lot to do with everything that leads up to the back. So when you get to the back area, that's a different ball game. Like, you really have to know how to manage crowds,
right,
before you could play in the back. And the rules where I came from, it started with, before you even played records, before you even got to get on turntables, you was pushing samplers. And
like the samples, like the
the rolling 404.
Yeah, the 808s, all that.
I can't forget it. It's the rolling 404.
Who was you doing that for?
Actually, I did it for a lot of sounds, man. Contrary to what you believe, I did it for Material. It first started with Shortman, and
that's crazy.
With Shortman and Omar at Oceans, our teen club, pushing the samples, putting the records away. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And making sure it stayed organized, because at the end of the night, when you had records and it wasn't in the right sleeve, that's a lot of work that you got to do the next day. So that was my job. My job was to carry the crates in, put the records back where they needed to go in the right sleeve, find certain records, you know what I mean, and pass it off. And that was my job at the teen club at Oceans, and pushing the sample records and stuff like that before I even touched turntables.
So how long were you doing that for?
A minute, a while. Material, did it with them, like, just bringing in the boxes just so I could get into these dances, because obviously I'm not old
enough to get there. So stop that right there. Don't stay where you at. I'm just trying to say, from back then till now, because I feel like a lot of niggas just got computers. They don't even got music. They got a little thing where you get the title, $10.99, you get all the songs in the world, and they feel like they just supposed to skip the step. and oh, my name is DJ X, Y, and Z. And I got a laptop and I don't know how to mix. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to entertain the crowd. But put me on.
But that's where it's you separate yourself, and that's where you have to know how to separate yourself. And you know what I mean. It's gonna be you have to. Everybody has to understand. Not every DJ is meant to be top DJs or this epic DJ or this popular DJ or whatever. Every DJ is gonna be in its own lane to DJ.
Right.
And not every DJ may have it as their heart and their vision to be at top of the food chain of the game. And you know what I'm saying? They may want to be top of the food chain in their lane, in their world. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know what I mean, it's supposed to be like that. I'm glad it's like that because, you know what I mean, then the people will determine who they want, who's nice and who's not nice.
Right.
But not everybody has that ear to where they can say, oh, this is why this person is different from this person.
Yeah.
Or not everybody has that musical ear. People just want to hear music sometimes.
You feel like feel like it plays off in the music though?
What you mean?
Do you feel like it plays off in the music? Like people see that.
People should be able to see that. And I hope that people that do go out, they see that because at the end of the day, that's what you pay for.
Yeah. You
paid to hear what you want to hear. And then some people, like I said, they don't care how it's mixed or nothing like that. But that's what separates other DJs from other DJs and of different events from different events. Because some people really don't care. They just want to hear music.
They just want to hear their music. And what does that do for you? Like, oh, hold on. This Ty calling right now. Give me 1 second. Check. Hello? Yo. Hold on. Yo. Ty, talk to me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You hear me? What's good with it?
Chilling.
That's your phone dynamic?
Oh, yeah, it is mine.
What's good with everything good?
Yeah, man.
Yo, I know you're supposed to come to the studio. I know you said you got your kids, but I'm here with Dynamic right now. We were just talking. It's like, this is not an interview, bro. This is like a DJ talk 101, all right? Mm-hmm. So anywhere you feel like you want to punch in, just punch in.
Okay.
All right, Dynamic on the other line. You hear him? You hear him, Dynamic?
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Dynamic, so what was you saying? So I was talking about how Dynamic was talking about like the ropes, how he started like late 90s, early 2000s, and he paid his way. Like he used to be around like Shortman, Massive D, Material, you said Omar, a lot of people like pushing the samplers before he even started DJing, pushing the samples, getting the records ready, cleaning them, making sure everything is good. And he paid his way in. And I was saying, what's the difference between back then and now? Because I feel like a lot of these niggas is like forced ripe. As soon as somebody get a computer with the Apple at the end and they get title music and they can stream, they got good Wi-Fi, they're just a DJ and they just, put me on. I want to play at this big concert. I want to be this top nigga. And you're really not. You're not showing. You're not paying your dues. Like you're not walking up the ladder. You're just trying to jump to the top. And it shows in the music.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I would say in regards to that situation, as a whole, it's more so like new generation, new times, new way of thinking. And a lot of times we have to just kind of adapt to what's going on now. I said this in an interview with DJ C. He asked me, like, do you think it's easier for the DJs coming in now versus how it was back in the day? I said, no, I don't feel like it's easier. I said, I feel it's more convenient. And the reason being I said it's more convenient is because of the fact, like you just said, all the factors of, hey, you can go to these places and get all the music to a certain extent, right? That's one. And I'm going to elaborate on that with BearShare and LimeWire. There's records that I know for a fact that a lot of DJs don't have, that I know Dynamic may have, because no matter where you try to go, you can't get them. And if that was the case, then people like Nicki Minaj wouldn't be re-releasing their catalog from back in the day. Like she put up Beam Me Up Scotty. Why did she do that? Because that whole mixtape was on CD at the time. And if you have those records, you still have DJ Holiday's voice on them. There's nobody that has them without the DJ on them. And if you do, you're not going to be able to go on YouTube and type in Nicki Minaj, She Got a Dunk remix, no DJ, because it's not going to come up.
Wait, you
So
got
it's
that
like,
version?
who me? I mean, I got the clean version, not the dirty version.
If you have,
And I had to hit Holiday to get that clean. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I say, like, it's not easier, it's just more convenient because, okay, like, even with a controller, back in the day, I came in, a little bit around the laptop era, as well as with, records and vinyl. Like, I had to help, Big Reg, Backspin, carry their vinyls inside the club. I remember I learned for the first time, if you leave your vinyls inside the car, they can warp because of the heat. I learned that. Some people don't know nothing about that.
I didn't even know that. I'm learning.
I had
That's
a
something
few
new.
Serato records that did that.
Yes. So it's
Serato
like,
records.
just like with cleaning a needle, people was pushing the needle backwards. That's how you break the needle point. You got to push it forward to clean off the dirt from it touching the vinyl. I learned all of that stuff and how to actually do it, how to actually set up a turntable to a mixer. I'm not talking about taking the controller, putting it on the table, plugging in the XLRs in the back, and now you're able to rock. I'm talking about you got to take the RCA to plug it into the right spot. Then you got to put the ground wire. Then you got to make sure that the needle's connected to. We had to learn all of that, like how Dynamic did, et cetera, et cetera. So when I say it's more convenient, it's more convenient because these people are able to go and grab a controller from, Guitar Center for a couple $1,000 or whatever. But it's still hard because some people don't have that luxury to go and have to spend $2,500 on the latest controller to be up to date. So I don't have the luxury of saying, okay, cool, I can go tap in with, let's say, Website Sound, for example, and get all those old reggae records because some of them some DJs can't even play past 2015 because they can't get that catalog of music.
Straight up.
Not even that. Like they just don't know or care to do the research to find it.
But that's my problem. I don't mean to cut you off though. Like, why?
It's so easy.
Yeah,
it's
but like
very easy. All you can do, you can go on YouTube and type in hip hop hits of 2013, and a whole list will come up.
Yeah,
and then it'd be something.
20, though.
But still, though,
it's
you go from there.
Like,
but here go my thing. You can go from so that's a start. So say you got 20 records of the top 20 right there, right? Mm-hmm. So now you go on Google, type in the same thing, and now you get the Billboard charts. There go another.
Ain't that top 100 or something like that?
Yeah, it give you like a top 100. So then, boom, there go a whole nother 100 on top of your 20.
Or look at even us, bro. We play 90s dance on 90s hip hop. I wasn't born. I was born in 97, so you got to study that, bro.
You have to study.
You got to study that 80s music, 70s music, disco. I wasn't even a thought about when that shit came out. I got Michael Jackson. I got Whitney Houston. They died a couple years after I was born.
But you went off of passion. You went off, okay, I'm going to put 100%. That's why I said, people can use the term. It's easier for DJs these days. It's easier for musicians to go and do what they do. But in my eyes, like I said, everybody has their different obstacles. I asked a young DJ that's coming up, like, what are some of the obstacles that you face trying to break in? I asked two people. One reason I asked two people is because one of them is a female. She stressed the fact of promoters not being business savvy, right? And she said it was the sexist part. Like, there's promoters that will say, hey, yeah, I'll book you on a party. And then they book her on a party, try to get her drunk, and now they trying to have sex with her. And it's like, that's not business savvy. You know what I mean? So that's one of her obstacles. I had another DJ, that's a young DJ coming up. He was asking me for advice, and he has a passion for the music, does his research, et cetera, et cetera. One of his challenges, again, was knowing the right people, of saying, hey, I'm trying, like how you said, I want to get on these big shows. How do I do it? Okay, you got to get in the loop. You got to meet some of these people, because now it's not, oh, I'm going to get on the set and I'm going to rock and I'm going to prove myself and then I might get an opportunity from a promoter. It's no, you got to know some of these people, because think about it, Dynamic, think about it, Fire. Some of the people that we deal with on a daily basis, we've known them for X amount of years. And you overlook that because you be like, damn, I've really known JK since 2009. That's a decade. That's 10 years. Damn, I've really known Eddie Jasper and Terry B since 2006. That's a decade. Damn, I've known Dixon for 7 years. That's some time. Versus somebody being like, yo, I'm just coming in, I'm a DJ, I want to get on. And then, some of them might get the opportunity, like, oh, that's my cousin. Okay, cool, I'm going to put him on the set. And, et cetera, et cetera. But it's still like, yo, you have to, that's the challenge that they face. And it's like some of the people that are running the market now are the ones that were coming up at the time. Like all the older people, they're not here no more. Think about it. Lucky, Heavy Entertainment, he's not around no more.
None of them names you're talking about.
You get what I'm saying? No, Dynamic no one talk. Bobby that owned Liquid and Maxwell, they not around no more. They can't pull a string and be like, yo, put this new DJ on. They can't. Then you got the older DJs. Some of them are stuck in the times, and they were stuck in the times back then. Even when me and Dynamic was coming up, I'm not gonna say names like, oh, I could throw people under the bus, but there were older DJs that were like, nah, I'm not giving this little nigga 15 minutes during my set. Nah. But then you have other DJs like, yo, come through. You got to carry my turntables. You got to carry my book back. I give you 10 minutes to rock. And there was nobody in the fucking club but the security guard. But that was still a start.
So what was your obstacles?
My obstacles was having to break away from my shadow, my dad's shadow. Everybody was, oh, that's Ty, that's Marie's son, and oh, he owned venue, and it's like, you don't know that it was considered a punishment for me to be a DJ. Like, I was the dude that was cleaning up the cups, sweeping up throw up and shit, and dealing with, the bar back. I was a bar back at the time. I was cleaning up napkins and shit at the end of the club, and I had to write the songs down that I heard on a napkin and came home from the club with a pocket full of napkins with songs written on them, not knowing who sang the song. So and at the time, I wasn't really into internet and stuff. I had to figure it out. So those are some of the obstacles that I faced, and was breaking away from the shadow. And then it got to the point where it wasn't people saying, oh, that's Lil Mo. Nah, I'm not Little Mo. I'm Ty. My brother is Little Mo. I'm Tygga Ty. And it was like, okay, now Venue's gone. Venue's been gone since, 2013? Here it is, 2021. There's a few people that might be like, oh, that's Marie's son. He's on Venue, right? And they might give me a chance or whatever. But most of them go off of, oh, that's Tygga Ty. He put in the work. He was the one that was carrying so-and-so's crates. Or he was the one that was traveling. He was the one that was whatever the case may be. And I'm going to just say, me just doing research about Dynamic, I remember people telling me Dynamic used to be at Eclipse all the time, learning from all the different DJs. And you could stop me if I'm lying.
Yeah.
He was talking about Eclipse.
He talked about it earlier. From other DJs.
He was just talking about Eclipse, yeah.
Yeah, so those are situations where it's like Eclipse is not really around no more. So you can't say, oh, well, I'm only booking Dynamic because he had Eclipse every single night. Nah, he had to build his name to where he's a household name, where it's like, if you get Dynamic, you know what you get. And that's why I wanted to break into a new topic of people saying, oh, the DJs play the same songs. No, listen, every DJ has his style and has his sound, right? Even if you want to say DJ Life plays the same song at Mink Lounge every single time he's there. Dynamic plays the same song every time he's at a Terry Mix and Mingle. Fiyahkidd plays the same songs at Taste of Bahamas every time he's there. That's his sound. That's his style. If he wants to say one night, you know what, I'm going to do my dance hall set from 2020. How he plays his songs is how he plays his songs. We all have the same songs. We just play them in our own style. So when people come to events and stuff, they have to decide for themselves, hey, I'm coming to this event for two things, to have a good time and to hear music, right? Who's the DJ? If you know who that DJ is, you should already know the background of what music they play, which goes back to people categorizing us as, oh, Dynamic's a trap DJ, oh, Fiyakidd's a reggae DJ, Tygga Ty's a hip-hop DJ. If you know that if you want to hear pop music, but you go into a place where there's a hip-hop DJ, how are you going to hear a pop song? If you go to a place and you want to hear 90s hip-hop, right, and you go there 3 weeks in a row and you hear the same songs in the same order, but there's the same DJ there, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to hear his style of how he plays those songs.
Right.
He has the choice to change the order in which he plays them, but if he doesn't, you have to deal with that and not complain about it because you decided in your mind, I'm going to this establishment, I know who the DJ is, I know what I'm getting when I pay for it, so why are you complaining about it? That's like going to McDonald's and saying, these motherfuckers really gave me a fucking Shamrock Shake, and they put the same goddamn whipped cream on it, the same cherry on top, and made it green.
You know what you
ordered a fucking into. Shamrock Shake. You know what you're getting when you pay for it. So that goes for even us as DJs. Like, we shouldn't even say, man, this nigga plays the same songs in the same order. That's his style. That's what he went and he put together.
But that's not the
just
way
like if you go to a
music though.
I don't feel like that's what
it's not. It's not. But think about all the other DJs that have been like headliners. I'm gonna give one example. DJ Cool. That's my guy. I love DJ Cool. I looked up to him. He made a song off of being at a live show and made Let Me Clear My Throat. That was a live audio that he made into a hit record, right? If you go see DJ Cool at a show, bro, I promise you, when he goes into his go-go set, when he goes into his hip-hop set, if you go see his show 3 times in a row, you'll be able to play that set in the same exact order because he has a set. Because at the time when he was coming up, they had to have crates. So when they had crates, they didn't have time to go and switch all this shit up. They had it in order of how they wanted to play it. So that's how he sets his computer up. That's how he sets his sound up. That's how he plays as a DJ. When you put him on a stage in the festival, again, if you go see him live 3 nights in a row, you're going to hear those songs. That's like when you go out of town, you do your research. Me, when I go out of town, I try to go a little early because I want to see what is it that this DJ, if they say that's the hottest DJ, I'm going to go to 3 of his events. Then I can know what are the go-to songs to keep the party lit that I may not know, that are not in the top 20. So it might, let's say you go to Texas, for example. If you go to Texas, you want to go see DJ Mr. Rogers because he's been, that's their household DJ. Okay, if I go see him 3 times in a row and he plays a set of, yo, let's take it back on Thursday, Throwback Thursday, here's all the Texas hits. And he plays all the Texas hits. I can switch him up how I want to switch him up, but he's playing them in the order in which he figured out that shit works.
I don't mean to cut you off.
He's not going to change it.
I don't mean to cut you off when you say that, but so you're going to listen to him if you got a party in Texas and then play that in a different style?
I'm going to play that in a different style. I'm going to use an example. When we play 50 Cent songs, right, in the club, most people play I Get Money, What's Up Gangsta, Wanksta. You might slide in there some other shit, but the main ones are I Get Money, What's Up Gangsta, and Wanksta.
You agreed to that?
You
dynamic?
can play all 3 of those, huh?
I'm asking dynamic. Does he agree to that?
When you hear a lot of people G-Unit say, everybody plays.
Everybody,
right? No,
but
everybody
play.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Commercial wise, yeah.
Everybody runs. When you hear of a 50, when you hear a G-Unit set, majority of the G-Unit music from his set comes from his first album.
Yeah,
everybody can agree to that. And his first album was lit.
Right.
That shit was really lit.
But playing a G-Unit.
But being outside, me from being around different people and being in different environments,
other records work.
I learned other records that, not saying learning from other DJs, but I'm talking about being around people.
That listens to
that listens to 50 around. Exactly. And that's where me as a DJ now, I will be like, okay, everybody's gonna be playing off of that first album, but I'm gonna be the one that slides in shit from his mixtapes album before the first album dropped.
There you go.
You're a mixtape nigga though, man.
You get what I'm but here's what you have to understand. Go ahead.
Hear what you just said.
Right, yeah, I do.
Mixtape nigga though. Yeah. So now when you go to a party and Dynamic's playing, and you have and your fan base is, I'm a Dynamic fan. Terry is a Dynamic fan. What do you think he's looking for? The mixtape shit that Dynamic plays that I'm not gonna fucking play.
And then it's like even with the albums, like when you listen to albums, okay.
I'm glad he said that though.
Let's take the Migos album for instance. We used to have a crazy big debate on the Culture 3. And when you listen to that album, the average DJ that goes onto the record pools, websites, and stuff is gonna grab the albums that the record company is pushing.
Yes.
Right or wrong. So they're gonna levitate to go and grab Straightening. But then you have, whereas me, as I'm gonna listen to the album, but I want to find something that's better than Straightening, or something that's different, more that's gonna hit more, that may be the next single.
I'm glad you
after
said that,
Straightening.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be the one to sit here and say, okay, this is for the people who listens to albums, or this is for the people who don't listen to the radio on the normal, but you listen to albums. You're on Apple Music, you're in your car, you're listening to the whole album.
Like you're away from the commercial side.
Yeah, I'm away from the commercial side of things. So now I'm going to be the one, instead of playing Straightening, I'm probably going to be the one to play Jane. Because I love the way Jane flows. I like the way Jane is put together. I love the hook. I love the way the beat rolls. And I love what he's saying in his chorus. So I'm going to be
that's your sound.
And that's my, not my sound. It's just that's just the way I want to play. And I feel
that's
like
how you
that.
interpreted music. That's how you interpreted music.
Yeah, this is how I feel like
yeah.
I could play the commercial hits, but here go the other shit that they got. That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I want to give you your flowers too.
I appreciate that.
I peeped it that you do that, and that's how I said I learned from other DJs. I peeped that you did that because when City Girls first came out, everybody was playing twerk, and they was always playing the Cardi B remix with City Girls. You were the first one that I ever heard play City Girls act up in the club and just play it all together as a DJ. And I said, oh, that might be the second single for them to come up. And then as me being a radio DJ, that was their second single for their follow up for twerk. And I said, and that's how I started learning how to pull from albums.
You have to listen.
Dope.
As a DJ, you have, because at the end of the day, when these artists drop albums, mixtapes or whatever, it's like you not just being a DJ and gonna follow what franchise post or what CCN posts or
what they saying
DJ
is
City is posting or what they saying is hot. And then 9 times out of 10, half of the stuff that you looking for is not in those on those websites.
That's a fact.
Yep.
A majority of those, I guarantee you right now, and I put money on it.
Especially how you play, because you're not the
A lot of stuff is not on these DJ sites, and it's low key messing up the artists too, because now it's like they're putting them in a box, saying, "Oh, these are the only records I want.
Hot songs I want them to hear and I want them to play on the radio and the club. And the DJs have, it's going to be hard to get everything else.
Exactly. And make it kind of hard for and even with you, Ty, with being on the radio, because I played on the radio and there's like certain records you're looking for that to be clean. They don't have. And
they don't have them. So you have to make them yourself.
But then on a contrary now, when you go to the club, these records is the ones that's really outdoing your commercial record. You get what I'm saying when I say that, Ty? And you know this though, because it's a lot of records that you look for that's really crushing their commercial records that they don't have clean. And then when they sit there and be like, oh, dang. And when you hit the manager and stuff, then possibly you could get it clean.
Or you have to do it yourself. So at the end of the day, like I said, some of these labels is really taking money away from the artists as well. And when it comes to music, it's just like the DJs that listen to albums, it make it kind of hard if you're on the radio as well, because then you're like, oh, you have to play the commercial joints, like Straightening and all of that stuff. What they give you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you being a DJ and you out in the streets and you know what's going on, you know that, oh, this record off of that same album that they dropped is doing
fire too.
Is doing crazier than the one that they gave me. So it's just like an up-down battle thing. And like I said, when you said about how, you know, as you play, I feel like every DJ has to look and listen to albums, because go back to the G-Unit set thing. Obviously, everybody had to hear 50's first album.
That's a fact.
And boom, 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 and boom, and boom, and boom goes together after each other, because it's basically that album.
So going back from early 2000s to now, what was I know of you of like you when I go to a hip hop party, you play a lot of songs I do not know because I'm not deep into hip hop, but I know you bust a lot of new music. If they're not gonna know it right now, they might not know the next party, but these next 2-3 parties, they're gonna know it. So what's the feeling of that? What's the response you get from that? Like not getting them crowd, not getting the I would call it the crowd. I would call it like a forward in the dancehall community, but like a good crowd control, good crowd response. What's the sense of it? I'm gonna go with Dynamic first, and I'm gonna go to Ty, because I know Ty probably has to go about it different because he's on the radio, so he could beat that shit in their head a couple times, and then bring it to the club, like how I see he did last week, Ty. So Dynamic, how do you go about that first?
It's basically, you know, like me, to be honest with y'all, I really don't like listening to albums when they get released, the day they get released, the day of. It depends on the artist, though, because it depends on what I know that artist is going to give me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it really depends on the artist. But certain albums, I just can't listen to the first follow. Like me and Rob, we used to have this debate on the. I didn't like the Migos album at first, but when I kept listening to it and listened to it, and then I stopped listening to it, and then I came back to it, and I said, "Wow, okay, it's a really nice album."
Right.
But when you do like what I like from what I don't like, it kind of it's a 50-50 type of thing.
So when you play those songs in the
But
club,
playing in the club now, like I said, I have to give it some time. Like for instance, I'm gonna use Moneybagg album right now. That's out.
okay,
Moneybagg album, it took me a minute to listen to because I didn't like it at first. And I'm gonna tell you, I only liked it Y.I.C.N and the singles that he had out. But then when I went back and kept listening to it, and then once I see what the people started to play frequently in their stories, you know what I'm saying? What I used to hear on the lives and stuff like that.
right.
It got me to go back to the album. And then now I'm sitting here listening to what they talking about. So if it's a song and I know that they talking, that's what's gonna make me break it in the club and then make me say, okay, I know people know how this song gonna go.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
You get what I'm saying? So I gave it some time. You gotta make time for it to marinate.
So it's like you gotta.
That's
be in
my
the streets.
favorite
You gotta
word,
be.
to
You gotta see what's
marinate.
going on. What about these new artists that you be finding out of nowhere and you be like, yo, this shit gonna be hot in like 2 months? I'm like, yo, Dynamo, I want to hear that shit. But then in 2-3 months, that shit really be like, what's that artist you bust? What's his name? Like what
ESTG.
I was the first nigga I heard to play that shit.
You know what's funny? Once again, Ring put me onto that to him.
Who?
RMG Ring.
Oh, okay.
Reem had posted something, and then I seen somebody else posted something. And these is musical ears, like people who you could talk music with. Then I seen somebody else post it. And then my man started talking about it. My right hand started talking about it. My son G's. So then once G's be like, yo, all right, this nigga, hey, you gotta give it a try. I go and listen.
Yeah.
And then now I'm going on YouTube and I'm looking at the videos.
You doing your research.
I'm doing the research now. Now I'm looking at their view count on their music, on their views.
What's the response?
What people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing if this artist is serious or if they're gonna be like, this gonna be the next nigga.
Yeah.
So when I play ESTG now, I'm like, yo, this nigga producer tags is fire. Forever rolling, you like, oh, hold on, this is a new nigga,
Right?
This is a new producer. This nigga drops his sample is fire.
Fire alone. That it
His
gives you a
sample-
certain quality of the song. Like, this
exactly.
is a quality song.
So from me hearing the producer sample, and then I'm not a lyric person at the moment. Like I'm getting into listening to lyrics more frequently, but I want to hear what this beat sounded like. How this beat gonna sound through some
beat in the
speakers.
club, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the type of dude I am when it comes to listening to albums and music and stuff like that. It has to be something because it went the same way with me with dancehall. When you listen to a dancehall beat, when you listen to a rhythm and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, you're rarely listening to the lyrics of something.
How is this gonna beat in the club?
Is this gonna be a banger to me?
That's a fact.
Like it's people gonna be able to move their body off of this.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
And
a fact.
you come from dancehall, so you know the lingo I'm talking right now. So I took those rules from dancehall and brought it to hip hop.
So Ty, what is your take on that? Because I know it has to be different from dynamic because you have to keep it somewhat commercial, like how you're on the hip hop lane. I mean, like how you're on the radio lane. Like I look at dynamic when he's looking at all these new artists. He goes like major left. If people are going right, he's going left. And I feel like you being like in the industry with the radio thing, you have to go like a little bit in the medium. You could go left a little bit, but the most of you have to be right.
Yeah.
Playing commercial
if we
music and
use
stuff like that.
Just to piggyback off of his ESTG situation, it's pretty much the same thing for me. Like, you got to remember, I pretty much live in the radio station, so I'm not always able to be outside. But when I am, town and I turn the radio off, to hear what is this artist next thing listening to. When I go to the hair salons and the nail salons, just come and show my face, say, hey, just checking on you, see how everything's with you. Cause like I'm a people person. When I'm not inside the club, because I was like, you know what, I want to be known outside of just standing behind the DJ booth, behind a laptop. I want to be a DJ that people can approach, right? And I'm coming inside the hair salons and I'm listening to what's in the background, what are they listening to, or I'm hanging out with people and I'm saying, yo, let me see a playlist for this. And I'm just looking at what they're downloading and what they're listening to. And then the same thing with DJs. Like I'll go to spots and I'll listen and see what DJs are playing that I'm not playing, see what the reaction is, right?
Right.
And I take all those elements and I apply them to what is being sent to me, especially when I'm in these meetings. Like I learned about ESTG from paying attention to how they.
Your phone kind of chipping. Your phone kind of chipping in and out, bro.
Hold on. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Great.
Okay, yeah, I got the AirPods in. How they structure breaking these artists. So like for ESTG, for example, yeah, he put out a mixtape, but he was already being cross promoted by Yo Gotti, right? And Yo Gotti was already cross promoting Moneybagg Yo. So Moneybagg Yo was signed to Interscope, and as he signed to Interscope, they send out these things called priority lists. So there's a priority list where they're like, hey, these are the highlighted artists that we're gonna push for, let's say, the next 2-3 months, right? Here are the singles that we're gonna push for the next 2-3 months. Here are potential. Now, if you're in the leagues of like, okay, you know what, you're a DJ that matters. We care about your opinion. We care about what you're doing. They'll send you this extended priority list. They'll say, here are the 3 other songs that the artist or the label or the manager, whoever it is, has decided to say we might push these ones next, right? And here are the artists as well. ESTG was right there. So I got the whole project sent to me. I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is dope. And then as you're looking, you're seeing that he's getting paired up with artists that make sense, and they're putting them on records that they already know are going to hit and they're going to work. Lil Baby, for example, I think it's called Real As It Gets. He's on Real As It Gets, a Lil Baby. Lil Baby's already a given. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, anything Lil Baby put out, people gonna listen to it because they just rock with Lil Baby. He's on fire right now. So if you're trying to push this artist, we're gonna pair him up with this person, especially on a record that the label is going to push. So now they're gonna hear this artist. So that's how it's kind of like when you like how Vybz Kartel bust Popcorn on Clark. We knew that was gonna be a hit. That was gonna be a hit. Right. Popcorn already put out music, but we knew that was gonna be a hit. But the first time I ever heard Popcorn was on Clark.
Damn.
With Vybz Kartel.
He was blacking before that.
Yeah. Now he was really black
sleeper before.
Yeah. You see what he says, because we were in the streets of dancehall when Popcorn was fucking up the place. But you see when it got commercial,
not like when
before Clark's.
Before Clark's.
Popcorn, Ja Vinci, Black Rhino. Them niggas was flattening the place.
It was but Popcorn was just a sleeper.
He wasn't the top nigga back then.
Yeah, it was Rhino.
It was
more Rhino and Ja Vinci.
But what I'm saying is, you got to look at it like this is me learning from being inside the like I work at a sneaker store during the daytime. You sometimes have to take a step back and look at things from a consumer's perspective. Let's say you weren't a DJ. You were not a DJ. You just were a person coming to a party. You want to hear the songs that you know, right? Then you have a consumer that comes in a store or comes to the club and says, okay, what's the latest shit y'all got? What's the hottest stuff that y'all got that nobody has right now? You get those kind of people.
That make a lot of sense.
So you have to look. But I look at it I don't look, people always say, oh, radio, Thai radio. No, I look at it from the consumer's perspective. If I'm on the radio, I have to play the songs that, like when you go shopping, you're going to look for your Nike. You're going to look for your Jordan. You're going to look for whatever, if you're a designer, you know, there's Dior and Gucci, blah, 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 right? But then you got the people that's going to come in and be like, well, everybody wearing Gucci. What's the next big thing that's going to pop out that's going to be the next designer? Oh, this going to be the next designer? Okay, cool. Let me get some of that. Now they feel like they're hip, just like us as DJs.
That makes sense, though.
Cool. Mm-hmm. What's the next artist gonna bust? Okay, you know what? Oh, okay, cool. This artist sounds good. Oh, he rocking with songs. Okay, cool. I'm about to hop on and see what happens.
It's not to cut you off, Ty, but me, it's more so. I like when people come to me and be like, "Have you heard?" Or have you heard like not like I said, Ty, not to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you the story about Chizzy and Deanie and even Perkle and these artists is like I can't even say Lil West because Lil West was really grinding from when he was a kid. Like I remember doing the teen parties and his pops used to come and be like, "Yo, my son." That's the tall light skin. Yeah, my son. He fire. And Lil West been rapping for a minute. Word? Like, swear to God. Like when he was like really like 6, 7 or around that age. Cause he young. He younger than me. And like I said, his dad was pushing him and Lil West was doing these shows with we used to have the step shows and stuff. He was rapping. Wow. Okay, so back to the Chizzy and Deanie situation. And it took somebody who I knew from long, like out the mud, growing up type of thing, to come to me and say, "Yo, this my nigga." Like, you know what I'm saying? We can curse on here? Yeah. He's like, "Yo, this my nigga." Like, you know what I'm saying? And he really got a buzz in this section or in this area. Yeah. And when the Chizzy was the first one to come to me, and yo, free Chizzy, man. I forgot who the fuck came to me. Matter of fact, no, I was playing 3 the Hard Way, and everybody from 3 the Hard Way was coming to me like, "Yo, this nigga, he got Jenny going crazy right now, like really got the whole Jenny going stupid." And I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, so then they gave me Chillin'. That shit was fire. So then when Chillin' came out. Chillin' was the single that was going stupid, and then Chizzy came to Platform one night, and they had it on a USB, and I was like, all right, let's see what he got. You did it in the middle of the party? In the middle of the party, I didn't care. It was like smack in the hype time of the party too. Yeah, so I was like, all right, let me see what he got and see if this buzz is true. And truth behold, the shit was true. The shit was true, and it was just crazy from there on out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, this is a single that I'm really gonna stick with. Wow. And then when Deanie came around, my son Poochie came to me. Poochie was like, yo, what you know about Parcells area? And I was like, okay, the Lower East. What's going on with it? He's like, yo, this my man. He got a crazy single that's really touching down right now. Like everybody going stupid over it. And truth behold, once again, it happened the same way in Platform. And he was like, yo, he got a song called Packs of OG that's going crazy. Like, niggas is really fucking. How that shit wanna go? I got the Packs of OG. Yeah, that shit was fire. So then he was like, yo, come. I was like, all right, let me see what he got. And he gave me the USB again. And then I was like, all right, get him the microphone. Yeah. So I was like, gave him the microphone. I was like, let's see what happened. And then, boom, that's it. This shit was true. Yo, this shit was crazy. That's crazy. Everybody it was looking like a straight movie. Like you would have thought it was Meek or one of them niggas. Word? Yeah. That was his first song? His first shit. That was really taking off. I don't know if it was his very first record, but that was the one that got him there. Yeah. And it went on from there. So it's like, man, shit. Like when Macho came to me about Perkle, it's the same thing. It was like, oh, word, okay, cool. You know, I give everybody their shot, but I like when I hear about artists, I want people to come to me, not you individually. You as the artist. I need verification. I need the streets to come to me and say, play him. Exactly. That this is what we want to hear in the club. This is it right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about 1-2 people. I'm talking about the town, the streets. Like random, like for real. Like if I go on, I should be if you tell me, oh, I got this dope ass record, my shit lit. And if I go on YouTube and I don't see no visuals for it, or I don't I ride around with my car windows, you know what I'm saying? So I can hear what's going on. What's going on outside. You know what I'm saying? And I watch people's stories and stuff. And you want to hear, like, for instance, right now, the record that's taking off, the Drip Check record. I heard it when he was posting it on his page and stuff.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this shit is dope. And then I'm like, I kept hearing it repetitively on everybody's story.
Right. And that's how it needs to be, though.
And then I just kept on hearing it and kept on hearing it and kept hearing it. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to reach out to what? Like, send me the record, bro. And he's truth behold, within 5 minutes. I don't want to hear no artist like, no, I don't got it. This nigga had it clean and mixed. Mixed.
Take your shit serious.
Clean and dirty. It was serious. This shit is mixed crazy. It's not sounding like no. Obviously, everybody got to start somewhere.
That's a fact.
But if you're gonna invest your money into being what you want to do, you're gonna spend the money to get it mixed and mastered.
Do that shit the right way.
Sounded clean.
Artists, if y'all listening, just take the notes for real. Like
when I heard the record, and I'm like, all right, cool. So now he sent it to me, and I'm in the car listening to it.
Which song?
Drip Check.
Okay, Drip Check.
And I'm like, okay, I don't got no subs in there, but it do what it do. It's a sound that I like. And I'm like, wow, this record is really dope. And then, like I said, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And Watt been sending me music. But then when he sent me this one, I was like,
yeah, that's it.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of artists send me music now, and I'll be like, okay, cool. But what you gonna do about it? Like, what are you doing with it? Is your people or is your fan base talking about this record
right
to make your record be one of those Rochester hip hop records?
Right.
That's really gonna be, like I said,
got the potential to be something.
To be crazy. So it goes in the order. You got Chizzy, who did it, and then it goes Deanie, and then it goes Perko, and then it keeps going on and building and building. You got IT. The record.
They got some shit too.
The records just like, and this is no disrespect, because I got a lot of local records. And I may not name all of y'all, but I listen to the music that y'all send.
Yeah.
And I pick and choose when I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Juviel got some fire shit too.
Another artist.
That nigga got some fucking fire.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one of the artists that when he came to me with his music, I was like, yo.
Juviel is the different approach.
Different
approach. Juvie will come to you and say, yo, bro, I know the BPMs to my shit. I know how the bass, this bass line is it. This the one.
Yeah.
Here go the USB.
Yeah.
See what you can do. Get it in the mix.
He came professional with it.
He'll come professional with it, and he knows every information that needs to. He's like, yo, the hook. He'll be like, yo, my course is X, Y, and Z about a minute.
Word?
The nigga would know it by the T, bro. By the T, and this shit is professionally done. Everything. Juviel is just, I idolize that. I love it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to knowing music and hearing what you're hearing and knowing the artists before they take off, you gotta, it's the people. End of the day, it's the people. The people is the ones who always gonna be able to say, all right, because you know they're the ones who's gonna go out.
They're the ones who's gonna give you forwards. They're the ones who gonna.
Either gonna let you know what it is and let you know that it's popping. But then when multiple people come to you about the same person, that's golden right there.
Right.
You know, you gotta be listening to what the people say, because you know, not every artist is gonna be able to be like, all right, cool. They're gonna be up there to make a hit like that, but they got something. And it's doing something. Right.
Potential.
It got potential.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? It just goes from there. Like I tell artists all the time, man, just keep working and build your name and build your platform and get your fan base to be like, yo, we need to play that shit in the club. You got. Oh, okay. Nah, I don't got this, but let me go.
Next time I got
you. I'm gonna go home and go look at it.
Because half of the club asking for this shit. What you
and
think
go
about?
See what it's about.
What you think about Class? His last year and a half. All these songs he dropped.
I'm proud of Class, man. That's my nigga right there.
Yo, that's one of these artists in the town, bro. This nigga ain't
right
never send me no motherfucking song. Class, if you watching my shit,
that's my nigga.
I'm not downloading or nothing off of YouTube. Call one of your 5 managers. I need your music, bro.
That's my nigga right
Nah,
there,
he got some fire though. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Class, I'm proud of Class, man. Class been working for a long time,
bro.
Facts. But Class not new to making hits. That's what niggas need to fail to realize. Class had hits before the one with Casanova.
Yeah.
And before his motivational album, I got mad Class classics. Class knows how to make hits. From his last album, he had hits on there.
You don't know, you
Ripper
don't know.
Sleeve. Shout out to Ripper Sleeve, the Rippers. My man OG Keith. Today's his fucking birthday. My son Specs' birthday. Happy birthday, Specs, if you're watching.
More life, Specs.
Ripper Sleeve got music. Everybody, every neighborhood has an artist that got great friggin' music and got hits.
So what would you say about the marketing? Because
The marketing
is one thing.
Music is one thing, but I want you to do artists. Artist needs to make visuals. Make visuals. Make
Videos.
visuals. Make videos. Make quality videos. Make some dope videos. And just use your artistic visual mind to make what you want to do and just believe in your dream.
You know one thing though? I know you've been out longer than me, but one thing I'm noticing is the elevation of the local music in the town in the last 2 or 3, 4 years.
I'll tell you this much right now, because you're younger than me. I'll tell you this right now. Within the next, what we in, 21?
21.
Within the next 2-3 years, the new generation of people that's going to go to the clubs, like of the ages between 18, how old are you?
24.
Okay, between 18 and 24. I say 18 to, between 18 and 24. The music that's going to be played in the club for the next generation of club goers is not going to be industry shit. That's gonna give you the most forwards here.
You think that?
I'm positive.
So you're trying to say like how Atlanta, how our big hip hop songs that come from Atlanta, those are local songs in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
And when it's Chicago and they playing Chief Keef and they playing Foe and all them, those are local to them. You feel like it's gonna be like that in Rochester?
It's gonna be like that soon.
Why you say that?
Guarantee you. Because that's why I say it's the next generation of club goers. Between 18 and 24, if you're between, matter of fact, I can't even say that. If you're between, I'm going to say 18 and 24.
It's past 24 though.
But if you, 16, no, I can't. I can't say 25 and up. Because if you're 25 and up right now, you're really not probably that in tune. As much as well, you probably can be. But, you know what I'm saying? 25 and under, between 16 and 25 or 15 and 25, by the time within the next 2-3 years of those group ages, that's 18 through 24.
Right.
By the time they start really fully going outside and those events and those start, and you're going to see the new faces.
Right.
Of club goers.
Right. And they're going to be in tune with the local.
They're going to be more in tune to say, damn, I want to hear some local shit. Besides, before hearing all of the industry shit, because that's their hits that they go to.
Hits now.
Yeah, that they go to on YouTube.
Like the local of Atlanta,
they'll
go
go
to
to
Chicago.
They'll go to on YouTube and all of that and listen to on a daily basis.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
And you think this happened like the last 2 or 3 years? It got big to where these hip hop
Between that age group, yes, because when I was doing teen parties, they will come to you. If I'm doing a teen party, a Sweet 16, or if I'm doing a prom or something, or you doing a private event and it's a majority of kids, they're asking for NBA Youngboy. They're asking for certain Atlanta people, but they're mostly coming to you asking for people from the town.
That's dope.
They're asking for artists from the town. And that shit will turn the party upside down. R.I.P. to Turbo. Hour to hour in a teen event right now?
Yeah.
Yo, that song is bigger than Finito.
For real?
In a teen event. Like how Finito is in certain, I don't even like to use a Finito, but Finito, I'm talking about like when Finito really first came out.
That energy that it gave
the energy
crowd.
that it gives you.
You're going to get that from...
You're going to get that from hour to hour.
Wow.
You're going to get that from a Little Perko record. You're going to get that from all of those younger artists, to which I'm 20 Bank Fisher. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that. If I miss your name, my bad. Because it's a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? The IT, the Tyrek, the Goats, and all of them. Nigga, them niggas is the ones that's giving you the forwards in the dance.
That's crazy.
More than an industry record. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, like, from an older DJ to you,
Yeah.
within the next 2 to 3 years of those new club faces, that's the music they're gonna want to hear. That's really gonna set some shit off.
That career, that's good for the town though.
That's really gonna set some shit off in the club as when you looking for forwards. Or you just looking for hits to play. Of course, you're gonna have your industry shit, but like I said, once those new faces start touching the club scenes here,
yeah.
within the next 2-3 years, it's gonna be those records.
Like how you talked about we talked about the elevation of the artists.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like the elevation of the DJs?
The elevation of the DJ should be right now is studying. Major studying. Just study.
Yeah. I'm saying, where has it been? Like how you said,
Oh,
like,
what you
the
mean?
last 2-3 years, you've seen. I feel like the artists, like their potential and what they've been bringing to the table, has went from right here to up here. How do you feel like it's been between you and your colleagues? Of the competition, of damn, one of us could put our town on the map. Of damn, they're doing something. Let me take that. You're not gonna.
You talking about like the artist or what?
I'm talking about in the DJ sense.
In the
Like how we
DJ
talking about
sense?
elevation of the artist. What do you think about the DJ? Because this is a DJ Talk 101.
The DJs just everybody got to do what they want to do.
It's not that they're gonna do what they want to do. What have they been doing
Oh, to make it like
to make
it
put
crazy
on for this town to make
pay
it
it
crazy?
on. I like what Reg and them doing. I love what he did when he started. You know what I mean? During the quarantine with the Sunday party in the park thing.
That was dope.
It was needed, and I greatly appreciated the pandemic. Honestly, I appreciated Corona. I appreciate everything, the lockdowns, everything. I appreciated staying in the house.
Oh yeah.
It made me a really I want to be in the house type person. Like I just want to go handle my business, and I want to be in the crib.
For real?
Yeah,
I'm trying to be outside more, man. Fuck that.
Bro, I appreciate the pandemic. The pandemic really sat me down and you got to you know what I mean, redevelop yourself.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you were saying. Like I said, I love what Reg is doing with the park thing, and I feel like, you know, that was needed. And I feel like during the pandemic, it really showed that, and it should prove more so that the DJs is needed.
Facts.
The DJs is needed.
I'm glad you said that.
The DJs is needed, and I feel like that's what the elevation of things is, because during the pandemic, you had the time as a DJ to where, as one, you can practice. Two, you can do your research. You can rebuild your crates, and you can redevelop yourself.
True, which is right.
Redevelop everything about you. You should not have came out of the quarantine, out of the pandemic, or even during the pandemic, doing the same shit that you was doing as a DJ before pandemic hit.
That's a fact.
You should be knowing how to scratch better. You should be able to know how to blend better. You should be able to know how to mix your music better. You should know a better music selection. You should be more in depth
in what's going on
in music. You should be your musical ear extension should be able to go further than where it was before the pandemic. And you should really be rocking shit. Like, really, now that shit is open, you should be crushing everything.
Do you feel like that's happening? Keep it a buck.
I don't know. I really ain't been outside like to see and hear and listen. You know what I mean? Because I didn't go to any events recently because I'm either working. Or I'm at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I made a status earlier and it said, if you're a DJ, you cannot mix, cannot blend music properly, or entertain a sober crowd. Do not engage in any of my DJ topics, please and thanks. I got mad laughs and I got mad backlashes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about that?
Repeat the.
I said, if you're a DJ, because first I said I had to beat this nigga Maestro, first of all, because we was in a Taste of Bahamas. This nigga was playing very left. He was playing like some weird shit. So I made a status and I got a lot of laughs from DJs, and I made a status that said, and if you're a DJ and can't mix / blend music properly or entertain a sober crowd, do not engage in any of my DJ topics, please and thanks. And I got a lot of likes, a lot of laughs, but it was a lot of backlash.
If you can't mix or blend,
you cannot mix or blend or entertain a crowd sober.
Sober?
You cannot entertain a sober crowd.
See, a lot of people think a lot of people is, I can't say people, but when it comes to the craft of being a DJ, you gotta have that in your heart and passion.
Say that one more time, bro.
It's not about the fame, the money, and all the glitz and glamour that come with the shit. It's about having it in your fucking heart. Having the heart and passion for the shit. And if you don't got the heart and passion for the shit, it's like, what the fuck is you
doing it for?
You're gonna piss people off. And you're gonna piss people off who really has it for the heart and the love for it. That's like trying to be a basketball player and you don't have the heart for it.
Right.
Or whatever
Anything
talent,
you do,
whatever
right.
you do. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a passion for that shit. And mixing and blending or scratching and whatever else with it is part of fucking DJing.
Yeah.
You have your regular it's mad different categories of DJs. Mad different categories. You have your push button DJs and you have your regular button. You have your people DJs who just want to talk and then just drop a record. And you have your DJs who's set for just wedding DJs. You have your DJs who's radio DJs. You have your DJ. It's different type of fucking DJs.
Do you think it's a standard for everything though?
It may be. Shit, I don't know. That's what the fuck.
Ain't it a fundamental? Like, okay, you could have a different style, but you need to at least learn mix.
The fundamentals. That's why I said is different fucking lanes of DJs that want to know how to really do the shit.
Yeah.
And really know how to do it from the beginning of fucking time. And learn those type of statuses of being a fucking DJ. That's why I feel like every DJ needs to watch the Evolution of Hip Hop documentary on Netflix. That shit breaks down so much shit that I didn't even know, and then it broke down so much more to what I did know, but clarified shit.
Do you think
and like learn back to what you're saying, mixing and blending? That's part of fucking DJing.
Do you think it's a problem that a lot of people do not know how to do this and still getting booked? Like, people overlook that. Because my thing in
that's
the club
why
is
I go to say, like I said earlier, you got different people who don't give a fuck about.
That's messing shit up though?
It's not, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not messing shit up, because at the end of the day, it's enough money for everybody. It's enough. It's a lane and an area for everybody. It's not fucking shit up.
I'm not talking about the money ways. I'm talking about the entertainment wise.
Entertainment wise, it's not fucking shit up.
Why
you know
you say
why?
that?
Because the people will know quality from non-quality.
You think so?
People that care, that really spend their money to come out and go to certain events, they're gonna care. They're gonna know. So once the people start to know, then you're gonna have, everybody's gonna have a fan base. You're gonna have your fan base of people who like the DJ who don't know how to blend and mix. They just play a sound effect and then play the next song.
Right. Or just play the hottest songs.
Or they'll play and then they'll go and play the hottest songs. Then what's gonna end up happening? You're a DJ. Answer the question. What's gonna end up happening?
They're just gonna play the hottest songs.
No, they're gonna play the hottest songs, and then say your party's from 4 hours and you play the hottest songs.
And then you're gonna keep playing the same songs. You're gonna run out of songs.
You're gonna run out of songs. They're gonna run out of songs and then do what? Start repeating songs.
This shit. But I'm saying,
playing the same songs 2-3 times a night.
I'm saying that because like you said, Ty said something like, you got to look back as a consumer. Sometimes I walk in a club, right?
You look as the consumer.
I look as a consumer and I see these girls, these people, they be drunk as hell. They do not care how you mix, how you blend, how it sounds, a transition. As long as their favorite song is getting played,
right? They don't care. Right. But then you're going to have to sit back and see to yourself as a DJ. Do I want to be this DJ that just play records? Or do I want to be the DJ that's going to learn the game and learn the proper way of doing the game and learn how to master the game so I could be at this table of parties instead of being at that table
of
parties?
Yeah.
So it separates to say to you, what lane do you want to pick?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me personally, I'm going to teach you how, if I'm going to teach somebody, this is what you need to know first before you do anything else. And then once you learn this, then everything else will follow.
Who taught you how to DJ?
Who taught me how to DJ? This is the greatest thing. I'm going to tell you. DJ Omega and DJ Shortman taught me how to DJ.
Omega?
Omar. Omar lives in Florida now.
Okay. He reggae, hip hop?
Was.
Reggae?
Yes.
When did he move? I don't know.
He moved a minute ago. Like almost a decade ago or so.
Word.
Omar,
big up Shortman though. That's my guy.
And Omar and Shortman, it's funny because I came from Jamaica, you know, because Jamaican parents send you to Jamaica for the whole summer. You don't have no yes, no, I don't want to go, no, nothing. You're just going to Jamaica for the whole summer. I went to Jamaica mad summers in a row, outside of camp and stuff like that. So, 98, the Bug Rhythm.
Yo, bad piece. I heard him that.
The Bug Rhythm came out. And truth behold, I ended up getting the album on CD. Brought it home, was listening to it over and over and over and over. And then my parents went to Carabana. You know, Jamaican parents is taking you to Carabana, to Toronto too.
Hell yeah.
Without you going, yes, because he's family over there.
Yeah. You gotta
so
go.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
So Carabana about, it's had to be 2000, 2001. I want to say 2000, 2001. The Wally rhythm came out.
Yo, that shit is like, oh my god.
The Wally rhythm came out and these motherfuckers was just clapping and going in a circle and just clapping away and just, I'm hearing this rhythm everywhere in Toronto. I mean, killing every truck, truck.
What was the hottest song on the rhythm back then?
It was just the instrumental.
Word?
It was the instrumental. That's all I remember was the fucking instrumental. I didn't even remember hearing the Elephant Man or not. It was just strictly instrumental.
That's crazy.
Strictly version. You
Yo,
get what
that's
I said?
crazy.
Strictly the instrumental, going nuts. Like every truck, like even the steel bands playing it on the steel drums. So then boom. Was collecting my music little here and there, you know what I'm saying, from 98, and then just doing little bullshit. And I didn't fully know how to mix or none of that shit, but I had the music.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So Demo Shop, used to go to Demo Shop and get the music.
Big up Demo, yo.
So I'm like, yo, you got this rhythm where everybody goes around clapping in a circle and just going crazy, and it's just nothing but hand claps.
You ain't know what the name was?
I didn't know the name of the
rhythm. Yo,
rhythm.
people, y'all don't know what the Diwali rhythm is? This is Diwali rhythm right here.
Didn't. But then when the bass dropped in it,
yeah,
that's when everybody,
right here.
This part,
boom, 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 boom. Shake that thing,
that rhythm,
miss, and I gotta
that rhythm changed everything. So then, you know, I went to Demo Shop, like, yo, you got the rhythm? He like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. You have to know my name. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then, like I said, I still had the music and stuff, building up my catalogs.
CDs
and records.
back then? Records?
Yeah. CDs. I had a little records, but I ain't have a lot. I came around in the transition from vinyl to MP3s and shit like that, and CDs. So then I'm in my backyard just chilling. I hear the rhythm.
Boom.
I hear the rhythm. So, but then he had the Assassin playing on the rhythm.
I do real fast. Oh, I
so the Assassin was playing. So I'm like, yo, that's the rhythm. That's the rhythm. That's the rhythm. And truth behold, it was my next door neighbor who lived behind me house playing where the rhythm was coming from.
Oh, word.
So I go back there, I jump the fence, and I'm like, yo. I threw the little pebbles of rocks at the window.
That's crazy.
I'm like, yo, what's your name, bro? Like, yo, what's the name of that beat? What's the name of that rhythm? So he came downstairs, opened the door, and then he, my mom knew his mom. So they were the Old Millies.
Okay.
Shout out to the Old Millies.
Which Old Millies?
All of them are tied together.
Word?
Like all of them are literally tied together.
Big up to everybody down to the pasta. Big up everybody.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So boom. So he was in the crib and I'm telling you, soon as you walk in the house, vinyl everywhere.
Who was this though?
Omar. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Vinyl everywhere, my nigga. Everywhere. I'm like, the fuck? Like, this looking like Jamaica right now.
Like a kid at a candy store, boy.
So I'm going to my mixing room. The nigga had the vinyl, the 2 techniques, and then the mixer. And then he put the shit back on. I'm like, yo, you got the rhythm I've been looking for since Toronto. Like, I'm going up to all the fucking mixtape stands in Toronto. Like, yo, y'all got this rhythm? Y'all got this on CD?
Yeah.
So the nigga had all that shit. When I tell you, bro, I'm like, what the fuck? And then from there, that nigga taught me how to mix, how to blend. He had the rhythm, just the rhythm alone. He was like, yo, let me see what you could do. I'm sitting there just not even knowing how to fucking fully control the vinyl, not knowing where to put the needle, nothing. He like, nah, that's not how you do it. And you hear a knock on the door. Doom, doom, doom. Little short nigga with braids.
Who was that?
Kaleem.
Short man.
Pull up in the craziest Acura.
Word.
Little small Acura coupe. I forgot what kind of Ac it was.
What year was this?
Nigga around like 2000.
How old are you?
What we in 2000?
21.
I had to been about like 10, 11.
Yo, that's crazy.
Like 10, 11.
That's history though.
Like 10, 11, somewhere. I don't remember. Somewhere around then. Like 10, 11. All right. So then, boom. Like I said, I had my little collection of music and shit. Kaleem come in. Kaleem started going crazy, scratching and all of that shit on the tech. I'm like, the fuck? Who the fuck did I meet?
Right.
Yo, like living right behind me though. Like right literally behind the house, behind my yard. So then Kaleem and them, they showing me the nigga started playing the Wally instrumental, and then he came in with the Assassin again. And then next thing you know, the nigga had the Bounty Killer on it.
Oh, that's a sufferer.
And he like, nah, the Bounty Killer. I'm like, what? Next thing you know, Bounty God.
Word.
And then they had some, because they used to go to New York for shit.
Yeah. That's what they had to do back in the day.
So they had a couple exclusive shit.
Word.
On the rhythm too, like different, man. This is how I am the way I am with listening to exclusive different shit.
Yeah. That's where you came from.
Yeah, facts. And then crazy thing about it too. So then I'm gonna tell you another crazy story about living where I was at. So then, boom, the nigga showed me Kaleem and them. Them was the main DJs for our teen club. That I ain't even know we had a teen club at it, because my parents was militant. I couldn't really go anywhere like that.
Word.
Them niggas was down there at Fiyahkidd spot running shit on Friday nights. Like, we had a teen club called Oceans.
On Lake Avenue.
On Lake Avenue. Before Topeka, like across the street from the Cole Muffler.
Yep.
It was right there. So then, boom, them niggas was the DJ on Friday night. So they was like, yo, you gotta come see what we do on Fridays and shit like that. I'm like, yo, I got my CD case. I could bring it with me.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, don't bring that shit. They're like, nah, don't bring that shit. So then I can't, my mom talked to his mom, and his mom broke it down and said like, yeah, my son a DJ or whatever. Blah. So, my mom talked to my dad, because my dad was the mean one. He was the one like, nah, like.
Yeah.
So my mom talked to him and was like, yo, this what he want to do.
Big up mommy here.
So, he was at work. So he worked the evening shift. So then she told him what time I'll be coming in the crib and shit. So he want to be on some crazy shit. So then boom. That's how I ended up learning how to mix and how to really blend, because those was the main important things to it. And then it just went from there. Like, then I started learning about different shit and putting it together, and then you just keep meeting different people up each and every time to elevate yourself. And then here go the crazy story now. Now I'm like 15. My neighbor across the street in the front of the house, boom, guess who her boyfriend was? Like, she used to babysit me and watch me. G.I.
You just had mad music. Oh, that was a West Side?
Southside.
Southside. You just mad musical niggas in there, bro. How?
So then, boom. Now, truth behold, that's G.I.'s wife.
Wow. That was your babysitter.
That was my babysitter. So at 15, G.I. had this Club Keys. Yeah, Club Keys. That we had a teen. There was a teen night there too. I'm like, yo, I got my shit. This, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, I only got CDs though. He was still playing vinyl. This was way before computer. And he was like, yo, I got vinyl. Let's see what you could do. Yeah, bro, he had one CD player at the time. He used to bring his 2 Techniques and then the 1 CD player. So I had to bounce from CD to go into playing off of his vinyls. Yep.
Back to one of your CDs.
Back to my CDs. And then in the middle of the set, I'm killing shit. Cause you know, he's everybody in the party is everybody I went to school. I go to school with and see on a regular after school programs, sports games and shit. So I know what to play. I'm killing shit.
And those people still follow you to this day.
Yes. That's why I'm telling y'all. Like, it's like to this day, like, man, it's like this shit ain't just no overnight thing, man. Yeah. This is really not no overnight shit.
So what would you tell DJs my age that
and younger?
And younger.
Build your fan base, man. Build your fan base. Keep y'all little parties, your kid parties or your teen parties or whatever, your college parties. Keep them shits and kill them.
That's it.
Kill them. Kill them shits. Do what you got to do, but learn the fundamentals of mixing because it can take you to different levels if you can mix. If you can mix, blend, scratch, talk on the microphone.
Entertain the people in front of you.
Not even entertain the people in front of you. Study the people in front of you.
Yes.
And then you entertain them.
You mean like read a crowd.
Be able to read the crowd. Then you will end up being a successful DJ. And with the internet now, video content, recording your audios, to which they have a nice little button inside of Serato that's called REC, which can record. Make sure your microphone is in your controller so it can pick up the microphone. Utilize it. Record your sets. You don't have to post them, not all of them if you don't want to, but just listen and analyze. How can you make this sound better?
Perfect your craft.
You have to take this shit like it's really something you want to fucking do. It's not something you do for the fame, to get pussy, to try and get the bitches, to try and get the bookings, to try on to get the forwards in a dance, to try and do any of that extra shit.
That's a fact.
It's about knowing what you want to do, because at the end of the day, outside of being a DJ, you're a fucking entertainer.
That's a fact.
You're an entertainer because you have to entertain people. My favorite analogy of this shit is not for the Christian people to get mad at me, but you know how when a pastor is giving his sermon, and he has everybody undivided attention,
right?
It's the same damn thing as being a fucking DJ. To me, but just with different speeches of levels.
No, that's a fact, though. I get
and it's no disrespect to the pastors. Please don't fault me. Or God, I know you ain't going to strike me down, bro, because we got a good understanding.
At least don't do that shit right here. Wait till he goes outside.
We got a good understanding of what's going on. Because I talk to you every day.
I get it, though.
It's the same. I got your undivided attention.
Right.
Through these speakers.
You got any other words of advice before we get up out of here?
Words of advice. Study, practice, pray, and just practice.
Can they give you a call if they need you?
Depends. It depends.
Yo,
it depends, because now, like I said, and then I was gonna have to go back to I have to hear about you type of things, because this shit is to be sold, not told.
Yo, this nigga.
My talent, my DJing perspective is saved for this little guy whose name is Jalil.
Yo, we was at Terry's party.
If he wants to do that, then yes, that's what's gonna happen.
I was at Terry's party, and
that was James George's party.
We was at James George's party, and I seen, how old is he?
7.
I seen this little 7-year-old learning mixing, like fire. Like dad was like 3, 2, 1, boom, and was hitting the shit, yo. That is dope. That's dope, bro. I applaud you for that, bro.
That's my talent is not to be really taught. Like I mean, it depends on who.
But you gotta help them like how they helped you. Remember, somebody helped you down the line, though.
That's why I said I have to see that. I have to see that you have the
potential.
The potential.
The drive.
Like, yeah, right. Because you could teach somebody some shit and then it just be fade away and then it's gonna piss you off.
That's
like,
a fact.
I just taught you some secretive, you know what I'm saying?
That's
in the vault type shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And you're not doing shit with it. And it will make me upset. Yeah, because this, like I said, this
it's a waste of time.
Not even time. It's a waste of information.
That's a fact.
It's a waste of information that I'm very secretive about.
Nigga, hide that shit like the plague, boy.
Yo, for real, this is like the formula to crack right here, man.
Yo, all right, you too hot, bro. Get off my shit.
Formula to crack, man. Nah, but I will. I honestly, on some G shit, I will teach someone, but you have to show me, or people have to be like, yo, you heard of DJ X, Y, and Z out here doing this thing. All right, cool. Let me hear what he got going. Let me see what's up. Let me see what they got going on. And then if they come to me, I'm going to give you the same advice I tell anybody. Practice, do your research, learn the music, and learn how to mix. Learn how to blend. Learn how to really put your music together, because you can don't put your music together like nothing, like you juggling or something. Not even juggling, because that's a term we use.
Like a timeline. Make it sound
not even that.
That's how I like to do it.
I can't even do the timeline
like
thing
a
no
sequence.
more.
Make me close my eyes and reminisce on some shit.
You have to. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one gem. Let the music marinate their soul. That's one gem I'm gonna tell you.
That's it. That's all. You got any questions for me before we get up out of here?
What's up with you and dancehall?
What's up with me and dancehall? Me and dancehall.
How are you? Great. How is dancehall going? Like,
dancehall is good. Like
let's talk dancehall talk. I'm tired of downtown hip hop talk. Let's talk dancehall talk.
What's up with dancehall, man? I want to save that for some. I'll give you a little. I feel like dancehall needs needs new to be restructured. Okay. Back in when you were like in the early 2000s, your late 90s, everything that came out of dancehall was clapping.
You talking music wise?
Music wise.
Let's talk about juggling like here.
Oh yeah, that shit is up there. I mean, here in the town,
yeah.
I don't feel like there's no vibe that compares to a dancehall party. I don't care how songs I say the songs get whacked. There's no vibe, bro. I mean, there's no other vibe. There's no other vibe. Even when we playing dancehall, we go to the soca, we play a little hip hop. I'm talking about, like the dance hall. I'm not talking about just a genre.
Yeah.
There's no other vibe than dancehall. So I don't feel like dancehall would never die. Like, remember, Rochester was a dancehall town.
Still is.
Still is. It's never gonna die.
Still is. It depends on how you do
it. You gotta come back in the dancehall, bro. That's where the vibes is at.
That's fun.
That's where the vibes is at.
I miss it.
The dancehall is where it's at, bro.
I need a dancehall party.
Remember that party we threw at the
I need a
over on Main Street?
I need a dancehall event. I'm gonna need a dancehall event. Let's do something, line something up for July.
Yo, how you felt, man, the first time a gal give you a bun, dog?
High school? The fuck? You're a kid in high school. You're gonna be fucking crushed.
Yeah. I ain't going front, bro. I was you. What's that bridge on St. What's that? Is that the Avenue D bridge? Yo, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Yo, it's your boy Fiyahkidd alongside DJ Dynamic, yo. Next week, same time, same place, all right? Yo, shout out to Tygga Ty. Big up to everybody, all right?
Ty, big up yourself. The whole Power Squad, big up on yourself.
What's your IG, bro?
Yo, yes. Please. I am transforming to slowly but surely backing away from Facebook for now.
Yeah?
I love Instagram. Instagram is the wave. It's where it needs to be. So follow me on Instagram, DJ Dynamic 585 on Instagram. Also on Twitter. And you can add me on Snapchat, but I only accept ladies on Snapchat. I don't really.
Galaluan.
Yeah, Galaluan. Yeah, I can't do that one.
Next week we bring it back. I want to bring back Ty and 2 more other DJs. There's 3 more chairs. So you
come
with
back,
it?
Man. come back now. You know what I'm saying? You got the juice, you got the chips and
We
stuff.
got the Winter Red Rum Punch. Shout out to my sponsor Smoke Shack. Shout out to my sponsor Winter Red Rum Punch.
I'm
bringing all the DJs back because I want to talk
about. Did you try the mango one yet?
Shit is fire. It's very sweet, but it's fire though.
I need to try the mango one.
Yeah,
so Winter, if you hear that, I need the mango one next week.
I'm gonna get it as soon as you come back, yo. Because I ain't even talk about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the beefs. I want to talk about how y'all was beefing back in the day. Because I know Dynamic, he ain't really say what the fuck is really going on. I'm going to get it out of him. I know he like Remy, so I'm going to make sure we drink a couple minutes before we start. We gonna really get a DJ Talk 101, all right? Like, subscribe, and share, yo. It's Fiyahkidd alongside Dynamic, and we out of here, all right?
Peace.
Bless.